Yeah, totally. Check. 1, 2. Are we recording?
Awesome.
We're recording.
Yeah, looks like it.
Sweet. Okay. Let's see. Where do we start here? It's been forever since I've podcasted last. I'm super inconsistent with this. So
Yeah.
Thanks for being my guest.
Figuring it out.
We have
Totally.
Nathan Hart today.
Yeah.
Just gonna jump right into it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Right.
why not? Yeah, man. So I guess the motivation behind this, I've been wanting to do, or I've been doing a podcast. I think I've recorded like 15 episodes, but I've been, like I said, super inconsistent. But I had some roommates here that I rented with move out recently, so there's been a bit more space in the studio.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna. Oh, that's okay.
Whoops.
No
All right.
worries. I'm just gonna set the podcast up, and hopefully, that'll make it more accessible and easier to just sit down and record.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, and so you and I were chatting the other night at karaoke, and just pulled out the calendar and booked it, and so here we are.
It's it's what you got to do. It's what I've learned with like trying to book entertainment stuff.
Yeah.
Over the years,
Yeah.
it's just get dates on paper.
For sure.
And that's the only way to actually make stuff happen. Otherwise, you're just kind of you're circling around. You're like, all right, sometime let's do that.
Yeah, something's gonna come up. You'll be
Yeah.
like, oh well, let me cancel, or
Right.
whatever. But yeah, no, I'm glad that you were like, "Lo, let's just book it."
Let's just do it right now.
Yeah, so good call.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now here we are.
Here we
In
are.
the middle of the summer, letting the fans blow all
It's
of our scrap
blazing
paper
hot
away.
up here. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
see. I got the temp up there. It actually says it's 82 in here right now.
Oh
dude.
wow. Okay, so it's probably about the same outside.
Yeah.
Something like that.
We're getting a good sweat. We're upstairs here at Space Eugene. This is like a big practice studio, bunch of different practice rooms here, and we're upstairs, so it's blazing hot, middle of
Yeah.
summer. We're deep in July. Well,
Deep
not
in
deep,
July.
but we're underway.
When I was, it's doing this. The mic holder's doing
these
exactly
mic
what you
stands
said
are
it
about
was.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of, that reminds me, I got to hit record on the camera too.
Oh, good idea.
Let's see.
Okay. Well, cool. That gets us all the other stuff.
Now we
just
have the
did.
video element.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll just snip it in.
Yeah,
when,
we'll fix that
when it starts.
Fix it in post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just haven't. I haven't been very. I don't know. I don't have very much in mind when it comes to this podcast. I love podcasting, but I'm still troubleshooting, audio video stuff, and just figuring out when I would love to record one at least once a month, or a weekly would be great. But I've just been freestyling it.
Yeah, and you just got to get the motive together to be like, all right, what do we do? Like, what is it? What does it look like? What are the patterns that yours has? And ultimately with these things, it's like, I think people overthink it sometimes, where the thing that makes this show is that you're on it. Yeah. And it doesn't need to have any bigger gimmicks than that.
Totally. Yeah. And I don't really have a name for it. It's just the Chickachar podcast. That's my YouTube channel. So I just been calling it that. Yeah. And So let's learn about you, man. Nathan, your local comic.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing comedy for?
It's been 11, is that right? Yeah, 11 years now. 11 and a half-ish. Around there, something like that.
Nice. Where'd you start?
Tampa, Florida, where I grew up. Yeah.
I was about to ask you, where you grew up next.
Yeah, that I'm from a city called St. Petersburg. It's a little bit outside Tampa. I spent most of my life there, and then when I was, I think I was either 21 or 22. I think 22. Yeah, 22, when I decided to just start doing this thing. Sweet. Doing open mics and stuff way back then. Yeah. And then I did it for a few years there, moved way out here to Oregon.
What brought you to Oregon?
I wanted to get as far away as I could. Okay. Pretty much.
Yeah, you've been traveling and touring a lot. I've been seeing. That's cool.
Yeah. I managed to stay pretty busy now.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's like I'm in a spot where no one knows who I am, but also I can do the job. Sweet. So that puts me in it's a certain billing category where it's I can still make a small amount of. Whoop, there it goes. Caught the paper. I
gotta get a paperweight or something.
Yeah, really. I can still make a little bit of money, but I don't cost so much. Sure. That it's hard to get me. Yeah. I'll do whatever right now, pretty much. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe I'll be lucky, and that's only true for another couple of years or whatever, and then I won't do whatever. Yeah. Maybe that would be great.
But you're doing it.
Yeah, exactly. This is as far as I wanted to get. That before comedy, I was in a punk band for a little while.
Oh, cool. What instrument did you play?
I was a guitar guy, and I never got very good. By that I mean I know how to do power chords, and I can figure out a rhythm, but I can't really do shit past that. That's about the level that I capped out at, which is appropriate for,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, punk rock music, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a
where
couple
it's like-
chords and
Right.
play fast.
Yeah, play fast and be able to do some, you know, strumming techniques and stuff so that it doesn't all sound exactly the same.
Yeah.
And that was as far as I got with it.
Yeah.
I think I was in that band for like a year and a half. I was thinking about that while we were on our way up into this studio space of like, God, this would have been so cool back then if we'd had this kind of thing, but we just rented like a storage shed.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure when my tinnitus kicks in, it's just from the things I did to my brain.
Oh, yeah.
And my ear canal in that storage.
Dude, being a
shed.
musician, you're like constantly around loud shit. It
Yeah.
sucks. Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
tinnitus too, man. It's not so bad that like it keeps me up at night, but if
Right.
if the room is quiet enough, it's always there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine seems to comes and goes where I don't always get it in a quiet room still,
Yeah.
which is just blind luck that I didn't end up doing. Because like I didn't wear earplugs and
Sure.
then the drummer was going full blast.
Yeah.
The room we practiced in was smaller than this.
Yeah.
And it was just a metal lined storage shed. Like there was no,
Insulation
insulation
or
or
dampeners.
dampeners or whatever you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Those things.
Yeah.
We didn't have any of that
Yeah.
stuff.
The drums are just loud as shit anyways.
Yeah,
like
right.
cymbals are ridiculous.
Yeah, there's no way around it.
Yeah.
So we were just going for it, and we weren't very good, so we played really loud because that was fun.
Yeah.
And so I am lucky that it isn't worse
Yeah.
on that measure. And I also feel like that's a hazard that comedians just don't have to deal with. Is that like we don't put our bodies on the line in the very particular ways that musicians end up doing it.
For sure.
Where like you've got to lift stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I bet like traveling as a comedian, like it must be so much easier because like traveling with a band, like 4 or 5 people, is so tough sometimes.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you could probably just load up in the car and go, and all you need is a mic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I don't even have to bring that.
Yeah.
But it's like there's these rare occasions where I need to bring like a PA and stuff like that, where like it's part of the deal where the bar doesn't have one or
Sure.
something.
Yeah.
So I'll just pack that stuff in my trunk. But it's like one load of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not a van where I'm considering hiring a guy just to pull things out of the van.
For sure.
Like that's never my situation.
Yeah. The nice thing is too, like when you're traveling with a band, you have like 4 or 5, however many people. Like, you got to split pay sometimes that many ways too,
Right.
and it just makes it so difficult to like make any money playing music. But with comedy, maybe it's a little different.
I mean, technically we're still splitting the whole thing like 2 or 3 ways. At least 2 or 3 ways is usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Because there's like the typical format for a comedy show is like a host and then a feature comedian, which is typically the job that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then a headliner who's like the person who's a name that sells tickets, that gets people in the door.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm the third guy too, if it's a situation where they just need somebody that can do it.
Sure.
But usually I'm the second guy, and like the lion's share of the pay will go to the headliner because they've been at this like they've technically it's like they've sacrificed the most, that we don't really get paid in a way of like the immediate work that you're doing. It's
Sure.
kind of the background work that you did already.
Yeah.
Ends up being the thing that gets you paid more.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm in a spot with it right now where like I don't really care if it goes better than this. Like it would be great. It would make it way easier to make some more money and stuff.
Sure.
And to never have to drive DoorDash again or whatever. If I got some sort of crazy credit or something, that would be cool. It would always be nice to be famous.
Yeah.
But I don't really care. I don't really need to do better than like this is when I was a kid, when I was 16 and I was watching Nirvana documentaries and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, the part that those guys liked the most was before they got signed.
Oh yeah,
with what Geffen or whatever, It was like the Sub Pop days was the best part of being in Nirvana.
Sure, yeah.
And that's kind of where I feel like I'm at right now, is like I kind of have representation loosely that helps me get some stuff that I wouldn't be able to get on my own.
Yeah.
But they're not like up my ass all the time. And I kind of just get to do whatever I want.
That's
most
super
of the
awesome,
time.
man. Yeah, that's cool. Do you have some favorite places that you like to work, or favorite comedians that you like to work with? Or?
God, I think one of my favorite places to do comedy is Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh, wow.
But it's like I've been there 3 times now. That 2 of them were for a festival that they run up there. that I was on the very first comedy festival that they ever did in the state of Alaska.
That's cool.
Back in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, I got this moose tattoo out of it.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
What's it say?
It says Before You Die. It's the name of the festival.
Oh, okay,
It's
cool.
the Alaska Before You Die Festival.
Yeah.
And so I've done that a couple times. That I did it, back in 2019, and then I took a bunch of years off during the pandemic, and then I went back last year. And then while I was back last year, the people who own the big kind of the biggest bar in Anchorage. It's like this. It's got like 4 or 5 different bars all contained in one building.
Oh, wow.
So you don't need to leave when it's snowed in.
That's cool.
You know, you can just kind of
Just
bounce
kind of bar
around.
hop within one building.
Yeah,
that sounds
exactly.
pretty fun.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's cool.
It's Chillicoot Charlie's, and it's and they've got like 2 or 3 different stage areas where they run bands and things like that.
Rad.
And so I went out there. They after the second time I did the festival, they pulled me back to come. It's the first time anyone's ever paid for my plane ticket to come do comedy.
Rad.
Is that they got me and Andy Andrist, that he's a guy
Oh, yeah.
he lives kind of around here.
You know,
Yeah.
I was actually he's in a music video that I did a long time ago with one of the bands that I was in, this like reggae rock band that I was a part of, called $1 Check, and he like appeared in it for like just a second. But I don't remember how he was even there or in it, but yeah, he's in it.
That's crazy.
That's funny. Yeah.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know how the guy does it.
For sure. What was he on? He was
a
he did some
writer.
Comedy Central stuff, right? Or he was like Man Show or something?
I think so. He was a writer for the Man Show.
Oh, okay,
and
yeah.
he's been Doug Stanhope's like feature and like sidekick or partner or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
For like a really long time.
Right on.
That they're out on like a world tour thing right now.
Rad.
But yeah, I mean, I love doing Anchorage. That it's so much fun, and the people up there are like kind of like starved for entertainment.
Sure.
Almost, where
Yeah.
that like even when you see bands in Anchorage, it feels like something from 20 years ago. Like they just don't quite keep up because no one goes there.
Yeah.
Like most touring entertainers aren't really willing to go pop up to Alaska because they don't know what to
So
expect.
they're
up
super
there.
stoked when they get entertainment.
Yeah, anything that they get, they're so into it.
Yeah.
And like all the bands that I saw there, that we had these guys called Red Flag went up after our comedy show, me and Andy.
Right on.
And they were awesome. They were so good. Like
What kind of music was it?
They did like rock covers, but they did them in their own like style of
Okay,
things.
cool.
And I'm not sure if Red Flag has originals or not, or if they just do like these great all these great cover songs, but they're like so damn good.
Dude, cover bands are successful, man. People love like familiarity, you know?
Yeah.
I got to do a cover band on New Year's, and it was super fun. We did like 90s and 2000s pop covers.
That's cool.
And it was such a fun time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's easy because like it's all laid out for you. You know, you don't have to write anything. You just have to learn stuff, and
Right.
people, they just respond to it, and it's so much fun.
I love genre swapped cover songs. That I don't know why they work for me as well as they do. I think, like you said, it's like the familiarity.
Yeah.
Plus, there's some added like element of shifting it around to adapt it to someone else's voice. It's like almost no matter what the genre shift is, I always like it. That like there's like a album of bluegrass covers of Modest Mouse songs that I found recently that I love.
That's tight.
There's just weird shit like that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you mentioned that you were door dashing for a little bit. I door dashed too for I think like most of, if not all of, the pandemic.
The golden era.
You know, it's interesting because it was like definitely a very helpful stepping stone to like, be able to like schedule whatever I wanted show wise, and just kind of help myself like level up when it came to like playing shows and doing gig work. I'm just wondering like what your experience was with that. It's a pretty crazy job, huh?
I started doing it after the pandemic. That I missed its golden era, where you could make bank doing DoorDash.
Yeah, and that's why I got out, because it was just like the offers just kept getting lower and lower.
It just keeps
and
getting
just
worse.
putting the worst wear and tear on your car.
Yeah, that's the thing that sucks about it, is that it really wears your car down. So like I don't like to do it because I already drive so much that I don't want to do more damage to the car, and it's kind of incalculable how much damage you're doing to the thing. But sometimes I need some money right away.
Yeah.
And that's been a really, really fun way for me to do it, where like it's not a stressful job. it's enough
Yeah.
money to keep going. And
and it's enough to supplement. Like you like book some gigs on the weekend and then
Yeah.
like work some weeknights and make some
Right.
money doing that.
And you can do it whenever you want and wherever you want.
Yeah.
So like I've done DoorDash in so many different cities
Oh, wow.
where I was there for a gig already and then I had nothing to do during the day and I knew the gig wasn't going to really pay me enough to just hang around all day.
Yeah.
So I would just go DoorDash around Albuquerque or places like that. I spent like 3 days doing it in LA and it was like the most because people drive fucking crazy
Sure,
down there.
yeah.
Like it's really hard to
Yeah.
keep up with it. Where it felt like getting suddenly dropped into like the last level of a video game, where it's like I'm having to figure out like their weird rules down there. Where it's like, no, you're supposed to go left on a red light, and where it's like, well, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, totally.
But if I want to make these orders on time, I have to drive like it's GTA 5.
And it's kind of tough probably too because like you like in my experience it really helps if you know like your market, your area really well, like what restaurants you're going to get into and out of fast and
Totally.
like how to get to places. So if you just get dropped into a new city and
Yeah.
you kind of have to like figure that out, that could be challenging.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. It's a lot, and I didn't always do great on
Yeah.
stuff like that. Where it's like especially in like Dallas, Fort Worth, really caused me some trouble because it was like these directions don't make any sense, and if you screw up a little bit, you're in a different city.
Oh man.
So it's like places like that are really hard to pull it off in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think where I've had like the best times doing it. Probably Eugene, honestly, because I know this city the most.
Yeah, that usually helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done it a little bit back in my hometown and stuff like that. But then there's also some areas where it can get really sketchy, where it's like,
Sure.
oh, I'm dropping off some Jack in the Box. Out
Yeah,
to
or you're
this.
like you don't know where you're going, and then when you get out there, you're like, where am I?
What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're on some creepy farm or something that you know, go past a few signs that are like turn back, things like that. Where it's like, I don't think this is the right address.
Yeah, that reminds me of a video I saw on Instagram recently. I think it was like some DoorDash driver was like lost. It was like a Ring camera video, was like lost and was turning around in somebody's driveway. And this dude comes out and shoots a gun at the car.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that to happen. Like sooner or later, someone's just going to pop out and be like, oh, you must be, you're trying to 3-point turn.
Yeah.
You must be trying to rob me.
Yeah.
Somehow. I don't, people
Yeah.
are nuts.
People are nuts, yeah. I think a lot of times too, when people have a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and they get a gun, they want to shoot it.
Yeah. If you've got a gun, everything looks like a target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. People are crazy, man.
Yeah. But I don't mind it as a job. It's fine. It's a fine way to be able to
fun.
make some extra cash.
Just cruising around by yourself, listening to your own music, like
Yeah.
being your own boss, and you can work weeknights and then book some shows on the weekend. Yeah, it was very helpful. It kind of helped me like level up and kind of get to where I'm at too with like doing audio. I do like sound all over town and
Yeah.
playing like several bands and stuff. So
Yeah, you're busy all the time.
Yeah, I try to stay busy. But yeah, it was definitely a helpful stepping stone to kind of get me to that point because I've always been kind of a gig worker pretty much since I like started playing music. Like everything that I do professionally is kind of a result of like being a drummer, just like learning audio. Like it's such a pain in the ass to try to record a drum set. You
Yeah.
know, you got to have like microphones and computers and software and all this stuff. And so I learned how to do that and record my instrument, and then just kind of started applying it to like doing live sound and stuff for my bands. And then I went to Lane Community College for a little bit to study their audio engineering program. I was going to get a certificate, but I never finished because I just started going to work.
Nice.
I just started I started at Lucky's Club, and then before you know it, it's like John Henry's and the Big Dirty and just all over town. Now I'm doing I had my first gig at Sam Bonds, and I'm working over at the Hybrid Gallery and the Whitaker. And so it's cool. Yeah, it's like a lot of freedom, and it's really fun and interesting work. And
That was pretty much every venue.
yeah.
There's not a lot that you missed on
Pretty
that
much.
list.
Yeah, I think the only one right now that I haven't worked is probably Space Bar. But I mean, I've got to work at the Holt Center and Cuthbert and McDonald, and yeah, man, it's a blast. I love it.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best way to learn how to do stuff too, is just be in it.
Yeah.
Rather than I've never been a big like classroom learning guy. I feel like it's another thing that led me to be where I'm at. Is that like, I just kind of want to figure it out when I get there.
Just gotta get your hands on, get your hands dirty,
get into it. Yeah,
that's the best way to do it. Mm-hmm. That's cool. And so I'm sure you apply that to comedy.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's what attracted me to it was that there's no structure.
Yeah.
There's no one really knows how to tell you how to do this right.
Yeah.
That like I don't really believe in comedy classes. Like it's a thing that's kind of, it grows and then wanes in popularity over the years because I think people take them and then they'll feel like they've got some sort of structure down from doing the class and doing like the graduation show or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then they go out and they start trying to do open mics and they realize that everything that they learned is not really, can't actually be applied in a practical level.
Yeah.
At least not in the way of keeping up with people who learn how to do it just on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's useless. It's, advice is always helpful, especially getting it from people who really know what they're doing. But also a lot of people who teach comedy classes, it's because they couldn't get enough gigs booked or they'd be doing that instead.
Sure. Yeah.
That like, I don't really, I've never seen someone teaching a comedy class where I was like, oh, they blow me away. I can't believe they've got all this time to share all this knowledge, because anyone who can do it will be out on the road doing stuff.
Absolutely. What's some of your inspiration for comedy? Like, what kind of things do you like to talk about? Who's some of your favorite comedians? Like, what makes you tick when it comes for that?
Let's see. I think like Carlin was the first, like George Carlin.
Carlin's pretty cool.
He was like the first guy that I got into when I was a kid. That like, I've never really like, I wasn't a comedy fan before I started doing this. Like, I didn't really care that much about it. Like it, and I still kind of feel like that, where I don't really have a lot of reverence. Where it's like, oh yeah, there are other people who did the job like me, but I'm not like. Whenever I meet a famous comedian or someone that I look up to, it always feels like we're just two people who do this thing. I never feel this certain sense of like, oh wow, it's the guy.
Yeah. It's like we're working together.
Yeah, we're just working together, and they do their thing and I do my thing, and we're not that far apart just because they've got credits or whatever. That it's like, and that's been my experience with working with people who are way ahead of me, is that they just treat me like I'm just another version of them that just doesn't have Netflix on my side or whatever.
Exactly.
But that's the only difference between us in a lot of ways. And so I don't know. It's weird where like I definitely have people that have influenced the stuff that I do, but I can't really pin down, other than like, Carlin was my introduction to the whole thing, that like I think if I had never seen him, I might not have had this draw towards it, of it being this like rebellious way to like push back on things. And I don't even really do, like, I'm not very political with what I do now, at least in not like overt ways, where I'm not talking about like the current administration or current events or things like that.
Yeah.
But I think it is still an undertone in a lot of the stuff that I do, is that I've got very particular ideas about the way the world works right now. And I think presenting those ideas in sort of a novel way that people can actually swallow it is, that's one of the things I like about this.
Right.
So I think like Carlin and then like Jon Stewart were the two big ones, like before I got started, that made this seem appealing.
I like Jon Stewart.
Yeah. I think John's great. I think he still continues to impress me by not really falling in line with anything. That he still gets in trouble from people on the left every now and again, from saying stuff that maybe isn't right in line with what everybody else is thinking, or is maybe critical of figures on the left. But I also think that's important. I think we got to where we're at with the way, I don't know how far you want to go on this show.
No, it's cool. Yeah, whatever we want to talk about.
But I think part of how we got to where we're at is the left being kind of complacent, and there being a certain level of that if you're criticizing the Democrats, you're helping the Republicans. And I think that's such a it's not a good long-term strategy to just pretend everybody, like everyone left of Hitler, is doing great. Like, it's not, that doesn't really make a ton of sense. And it ultimately, I think, led to where we're at, where people with no qualifications can get all the power because everyone else is just pretending they're perfect.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like, just like people with money just get all the power. It's like, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter like, what you know, or, how smart you are and how qualified you are. It's just like, if you have money, you have power. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're seeing that this week with like the
Diddy trial.
The Diddy trial that he just got off.
Dude, that's wild.
No problem. And then
he's gonna serve like less than 2 years.
Yeah, something like that. Something crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. After all that. And then same thing with like the Epstein list where it's like, oh, now it doesn't exist, I guess.
Yeah. Just
sure.
magic. It just goes away.
Yeah.
Dude.
That it feels like we're getting tested just to be like, are you guys willing to accept?
Are you going to put up with this?
Are you going to put up with us just memory holing some things, like what if that never happened? And
Yeah, we're in some bizarre times.
Uh-huh.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and it feels like we've been ramping up to this for like most of my lifetime.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, it's weird. I feel like ever since like growing up like a little kid, like, through the 90s and then there was like 9/11 and then like everything after 9/11 I feel like it's just been like decline.
Yeah.
It's
weird.
Yeah. But maybe that's just because that was the first like I don't know, global terroristic like event that I was like aware of. So maybe maybe that's part of it.
Right.
But it really does feel like that. It's just kind of been declined since.
And I mean, we started doing a whole bunch of war.
Yeah.
Like right after that too.
For
like
sure.
that's when all that stuff started. So we've been blowing money on that stuff for 20, 24 years now.
Yeah.
Something like that. So yeah, it's it's
bizarre.
weird time to be alive.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Hey, so you have a comedy show a weekly show at Lucky's, right?
Yeah.
Hand, Shoes, and Horse Grenades.
Yeah. I do this show. We've been doing it for about a year now. That I took over what used to be just a regular open mic there at Lucky's.
Yeah, that was the one that I started, right, where we were just doing music and comedy, or was that different thing?
That might have been a different thing.
Okay.
Well,
because remember for a minute there, I was trying to get started like just like a multi-talent kind of a show.
Yeah.
It could be music, it could be comedy, it could be anything.
What year was that?
This was like maybe like a year or like maybe a little more ago. It was probably like right before you got your show started.
Oh, crazy.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I couldn't remember. I thought maybe you had done a set or something there, like 5 minutes. Sometimes we did have comedians do like 5 minutes.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I know it all kind of blurs together when you're constantly doing it. But,
totally.
But I was trying to start an open mic at Lucky's on Sundays, and it was really cool, but it just didn't survive, unfortunately. Which. That Lucky's has a really cool stage. I think it would be cool to have like a variety kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And we don't really have live music there anymore.
Right.
And so it was kind of cool to start seeing some of that.
Yeah.
The only live music there now is Funk Jam on Thursdays, which is really fun.
Still really fun.
Yeah. But that's the only
I've
time
done comedy with the Funk Jam a couple
times.
times too.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was great.
So you're like doing your bits like while they're playing?
Yeah, where they would just keep playing behind me and they would kind of try and keep up with my pacing.
That's awesome.
The first time I did it, I told them there was going to be a spot where I asked them to pause for a second for dramatic effect. It was really fun. They were really good and they're really cool.
Yeah, they're really good at improv and just like being in the moment and that's its own skill too. Like as a player, as a musician, like it's one thing to like learn a piece of music and rehearse it and have it down and like perform it, but then it's another thing to be able to like look around and listen to the other people that you're playing with, and like you don't know what they're gonna play next, so you just have to react on what they're doing like in the moment, and like that's its own skill to have. You know? Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. There's so many different I don't know, abilities or just like qualities that you could have as a player.
And especially as like a live performer too, of being able to sort of
it's probably like
something.
Kind of like crowd work, I bet, with comedy, because it's like it's improv,
right?
You're improvising.
Yeah, it's basically improvised.
Yeah.
I mean, some people cheat with crowd work where they know what they're going to say when they ask people questions and stuff like that, where they've got sort of multiple choice how the bit goes,
how it could go.
I don't know. I view crowd work as a thing that I'll do if I have to, but I don't love it. I don't really find it super interesting a lot of the time. So I don't really fuck with it, where it's like, I didn't come here to hear about you guys.
Yeah.
I came here to talk about me at you.
I got some stuff
That was my plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, we run this show, that show Sundays at Lucky's, and it is supposedly a variety show. Supposedly that is part of the plan. We've had some musicians on, but it's not really my world at all to be able to like book bands. Like I don't know the systems
That's
you guys work with.
too.
It's its whole own thing.
Yeah.
And our budget's not very good. So I end up paying everyone with like PBR, which isn't great.
Yeah.
I can acknowledge that too. But yeah, we started it like a year ago. It was going to be just a regular old open mic. And then while I was setting up for it the very first time, I found this folding table. And I think it was like one of the folding tables that like the KJs use.
Yeah.
And I decided like, you know what? I'm going to run this like a talk show tonight where I'll just stay on stage the whole time. We've got extra mics and cables and stuff. I'll just set myself up there and I'll facilitate this being a show. That I had always thought like the crowd at Lucky's can get really rowdy. They can get really difficult and hard to get them to like shut the fuck up and listen.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier to get them to shut the fuck up and listen when there's two of us.
Yeah.
That like if the other person is kind of struggling to get attention, then I can crack down on the crowd. And because I know how to talk to them, I've done it a long time. I know how to get people's attention without pissing them off at this point. And then we were running it for a long time, and I got approached by these couple of people who run this thing called Hysterical Light. That they were Ash and Tomas.
Yeah.
That they were. They do their own shows and their own podcasts and stuff like that. At the time, they were an internet radio show. And I want to say they just hit me up on Instagram and were like, hey, we want to come. They had come there by accident to watch everything. And they saw the show and they really liked it and they wanted to get involved. And so not too long after talking with them, I brought them on board and they started live streaming it on YouTube. And now it's become this whole production that like I joined their company after not too long. Yeah. Ash is my manager now. Like
Nice.
we've really progressed.
So he's
along.
helping you book comedy and stuff.
A little bit. So that like the manager position is kind of it's kind of blurry lines as to what exactly that means, and a lot of people conflate it with having an agent, which is the person who explicitly just gets me gigs.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like that's our only relation between me and the agency is that like they send me an email that says, hey, do you want to do this place for this amount of money on this day? And I can say yes or no, and that's our entire relationship. Whereas with Ash as my manager, it's more of a broad concept thing where it's like, yeah, what do I do for the next 5 years? You know, like where like just someone to sort of bounce ideas off of about
that's cool.
Specifically what I'm doing.
Ash and Tom also, those guys are great. I got to do the Vibing with Ash when they had the radio show upstairs next to Lucky's. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Those guys are great. They're so interesting. I love their motivation to just like get on the radio waves and like tell stories and talk to people, and I think that's really cool.
And we've totally shifted away from doing like they aren't on the internet radio anymore. Now it's all YouTube.
Yeah, they're doing a live show at Lucky's before your show.
Yeah, Vibing with Ash is on at like 5 to 7 before my 8 o'clock show.
Yeah, which I got to do their 420 show too. That was fun.
Yeah.
Ash and Crabman. Those guys are great.
Yeah, and Crabman is my sort of sidekick on my show, the Hand Shoes and Horse Grenades. That he sits in the back and he plays keyboard the whole time. And our relationship started where he was just an audience member that I was making fun of one night where I was like, hey, mullet guy, what do you think about this? And I kept calling him mullet guy. I think I said it like 3 or 4 times in the course of 30 minutes on the show. And then I started feeling kind of bad because he was like playing along and like having fun and being nice. And I just kept shitting on him. And so I asked him his name and to be like, hey, sorry, I keep calling you mullet guy. What is your name? And he goes, well, people call me Crab Man. And then that just like sealed the deal. Absolutely. Where it's like the room fell apart because it had been this huge buildup to where I finally asked him that, where I'm offering an olive branch and he's offering my name is Crab Man. And it's like,
you're like, what's better, mullet guy or Crab Man?
like, never mind. I'm going to keep calling you mullet guy. And then I talked to him after the show, and he was super friendly and really fun, and like really was willing to kind of take a lot of shit from me, in the sake of of comedy, where it's like we were getting laughs together. And I found out he played keyboard, so I was like, "Hey, come play on the show." And then he's never left.
Yeah.
Now he's there all the time. Now he's got a microphone. Like he does open mics and stuff, where like I kind of accidentally folded him into the comedy world.
Now he's part of the show.
Yeah, now he's part of the show, and he's got his own.
And did he know Ash or Tommaso before that? He was just in the crowd? Wow.
Nope, just a person in the crowd. I think
Nice.
I want to say that he predated the Ash and Tomas thing.
Oh, really?
That I think he was there before them, and now he's like part of the group.
That's cool.
That he's just another member of the organization.
Yeah, those guys are building a great thing. I actually been meaning to have them on this podcast too, so I got to invite them over for a podcast.
Yeah. Get a hold of them.
Yeah.
We're doing a bunch of weird stuff together, where we've got all these shows that we produce now. There's like a game show, and like a we've got a knockoff of Taskmaster.
Okay.
That we've been doing on YouTube.
I think I've been seeing some clips. Tell me a little bit about that.
Task Crabster.
Nice.
Yeah, that we just film these various like tasks that people are supposed to do. And it's a competitive show, and then we all get together at Lucky's afterwards and
What kind of tasks?
talk it over like a reality show.
be?
My favorite one last time was that they just like hand you a little envelope that you have to unfold. And my favorite one from last time was see how far you can get a water balloon away from you in the next 30 minutes. And you get extra points for having the biggest water balloon.
Okay.
Compared to everybody else. So we've got all this footage of all of us just trying these different methods to get the water balloon away from us, right? Where the guy who ended up winning it just got in a car and drove away.
I was gonna say you'd probably get an Uber or something. And
That was the move. And then just handed it to somebody on the street and was like, "Hey, can you keep walking with this that way, away from me, and then just set it down somewhere?"
Yeah.
So he won doing that.
At that point, you need like a tracker on the balloon or something.
That's what I said. It was like, we don't know what happened to
You
that
put
balloon.
like an Apple AirTag on it or something.
Yeah. That would have worked.
Then you might lose your AirTag, but
Yeah, who cares? But you win Task Crabster.
You win Task
so,
Crabster.
Yeah. I tried to like roll mine down a hill and it popped, so I got disqualified.
Oh man.
Yeah. But it's a lot of weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where like we get, just
Little
people trying
games and stuff.
Yeah, game show stuff.
That's cool.
Like any of those, any reality show
That sounds fun. So you guys
Yeah.
film that like on your own, like outside the live stuff, or when does that happen?
Yeah. We've been filming that live. We're about to do our second episode, and it's a lot of production. That we're talking about like 20 hours of filming.
Yeah.
Like because we got to get between, it's like 5 contestants and then the hosts and all this stuff. Where
Dude,
like
sometimes video stuff takes forever. There's so much that goes into it. Like not even just like the editing and the audio video stuff, which can take forever, but like in my experience, like with like music videos or something like that, it's so tough because it's like there's props, there's locations, there's costumes. There's scripts. Like it's just like it's like the combination of like so many different I don't know what you want to call it, disciplines, combined into one. And it's like, you need so many people to pull something together like that a lot of the time.
Totally.
So yeah, it's a huge group effort. Like making videos is pretty tough sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Just being able to, and I don't even know how much time these guys spend on the editing bay.
Yeah.
Like dealing with putting all the footage together. Like I can't imagine where they're even at on any of that stuff. Nightmarish. But yeah.
Do you have any like hobbies and stuff that you like to do outside of comedy?
I just got into running this year.
Nice, dude. Me too. I've been getting into running.
Yeah. I got into running. I did the 10K here in town last year.
Oh, rad.
Just sort of on a whim.
Which one did you do?
The Butte to Butte.
Oh, nice. I just did that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was
on the 4th of July.
just earlier this week.
Yeah, I just did that one.
Yeah, I didn't sign up this year. I just didn't get around to it and had other stuff I was trying to do.
Dude, that's cool. You're into running. Yeah, I've been running too. I love that. That's awesome.
I like it. It feels like it's good for my brain.
Yeah.
I still get out and I'm not doing it as much as I wish I was. Where like I know I could be getting better quicker if I just did it more often.
Okay. Dude, we should go run sometime. That'd be tight.
That'd be fun.
Dude, that'd be
Yeah.
sweet. I have this
Yeah.
little run that I like to do I try to run at least like once a week. And I do this one from my apartment to the top of Skinner's Butte and back, and it's like four and a quarter miles.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's
so
good.
I do that one. Try to do that one like on a weekly basis, and sometimes I'll do a little more. I have this like kind of like little circuit that I like to do where I'll run once a week. I try to go to jiu-jitsu class once a week, and then either I'll lift weights or some other kind of activity like that.
Yeah.
And then drumming too. I try to stay on the top of that, but that's not as physical as like running and stuff. But got to stay on top of it. It's kind of the like if you don't use it, you lose it kind of a thing.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, and I got lots of different projects, several bands and stuff that I'm into. So I try to stay on top of that stuff.
Right. And you want to have the energy for all of it.
Yeah, and that's tough, between work and all that stuff and dating and
Right.
just it adds up pretty quick.
Yeah. 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 I'm 33 now, and so I just started going to like the Planet Fitness in town where it's like I'm approaching the point where if I don't get in shape soon, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Where like I've really got to start doing some stuff where it's like if I want to ever be a dude with abs, I need to get on it right now. And so I've been trying to do more of that stuff, and it helps that having the Planet Fitness thing means that when I'm in the middle of nowhere and I slept in my car the night before because the gig didn't pay me enough to get a hotel, I can wake up in the morning and go in. And if I'm gonna be driving into the Planet Fitness in a Bend or whatever, then I might as well work out. Yeah. Like if I was gonna just go in to take a shower, I might as well lift some stuff while I'm
Totally,
there.
yeah. That's such a good hack for being on the road. We used to do that with one of the bands that I was in, but we had YMCA memberships.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, like after the show, always looking for the nearest one so you can go park and then wake up in the morning and like have a bathroom and go work out. And
does the Y have the same thing where you can go to any of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. I might need to look into that too.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, but such a useful hack for the road, man.
Yeah. Just get a gym membership, and then it keeps your energy up, keeps you doing something physical.
Totally. Instead
Instead of just sitting around in your car or at a diner all day.
Yeah.
I love it. And you also, it's another way to like learn a place where it's like, what shape is your Planet Fitness in?
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, interesting. Kennewick, Washington, you're having some trouble out here. I can tell. This place is a little dusty.
There's like 5 treadmills.
Yeah. If I walk into that situation, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But
I usually, because usually treadmills are what they have the most of. So
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those and ellipticals or whatever.
Speaking of treadmills, when I started running, I was primarily running on a treadmill, and then kind of got out of that and started running more on the streets, and now like running on a treadmill sucks so much.
Yeah, if I'm not like blasting music, it feels like I can get better. Like my times are better on a treadmill. Yeah, that like it shaves down those minutes on the miles, but
and the numbers are right there in front of you.
Yeah,
so
you don't have to do any math.
Yeah.
But it's just so nice being outside.
It's so nice. Yeah. Like it's uphill, downhill, different terrain, different weather.
Feels more practical.
Yeah. It's super nice. And dude, when I'm out running, I see other runners, I get so stoked. It's so motivating. I always give people like fist bumps and like high fives and stuff when I run past them.
Yeah, that feels great.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, that's one of the things I love the most about like the running community. Like, when you do these like 5Ks, 10Ks, there's like these big gatherings at the finish line, and just like everybody's super supportive. And it's cool to see all the different kinds of people that are out there. See people. I mean, there's a guy in a wheelchair that was doing that did the 10K this weekend. It was cool to see. Yeah.
God, I can't imagine that uphill portion.
Dude, yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, because the first part is gnarly. So actually, some of the folks, there was one guy helping him, was pushing him up the hill, and then he was cruising downhill on the other side. But it's just like such a supportive and great community.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of just got into that. In terms of other like physical stuff, I used to do a lot of kayaking around here.
Oh, rad. I just bought one of those inflatable kayaks.
Nice.
I went to the river yesterday.
Nice. Yeah. That's great. Whoop. Uh-oh. Hang on.
It's all good. No, it's this headphone situation I got is a little...
okay.
I got to get a better cable here.
Okay, that's all it was. I wasn't sure if I lost the mic cable or... It's weird. I only lost half a headphone.
Yeah, same.
And it keeps going back and forth. There we go. Okay, that's all of them again.
See, I need a new splitter for my headphone amp.
Okay, it's just one part.
Yeah, we might have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, now it's all back.
There we
go. Yeah, the inflatables are also my thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like I like them because you can use them in whitewater or in regular, like they can be difficult to take out like on a lake or anywhere where the wind can affect you because it's hard to get it to be stable.
Yeah.
But I mostly like rivers where the water itself is doing most of the pushing anyway, and it's just my job to steer. I
love
worked for
floating the river.
My last real day job was I think like 3 summers ago. And I was working for a company here in town that sells kayaks and
sick.
stuff like that.
That's rad.
And so that kind of got me deeper into it. That I'd done a little bit of it back in Florida and stuff like that, but I'd never been on a rapid before.
Yeah.
And so they started taking me out on the Mackenzie and stuff, and I loved it. Like
Yeah.
I did some things on the river where I'm like, oh, that could have killed me. And where it's like it's remarkable that I was good enough at that to be able to get through the thing that we did, where I'm like sideways in a whirlpool and there's a rock right there where it's like this doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah. It can get a little sketchy, that's for sure.
When I look back on my memories of it, it's like that was nuts that you did that at all. But I love it.
I love it too. Like it's like prime like Oregonian activity.
Totally.
Like, put up with like 8 months of rain to go hang out and by the river for 3 months or whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love to float the river. My favorite float, I love going Hayden Bridge to Armitage Park.
Yeah,
That's such a fun
That's
float.
a good section. Yeah, because it's pretty chill.
It's pretty
still.
chill.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of
There's a couple obstacles you just got to clear, but other than that, it's like super chill.
yeah, and a couple like quicker patches to kind of break things up for it. Yeah. I've definitely done that exact run.
That's
number
a
of
super
times
fun
back
one.
Then.
Yeah, we just did that one yesterday.
Yeah. I got to pick up another inflatable sometime soon.
Yeah, dude, you can score them on Facebook Marketplace all day for like $100.
Good idea.
Yeah. Dude, I am such a thrifter. I'm always on Facebook Marketplace. Like sometimes, like when I get tired of scrolling Instagram, I'll just go on Facebook Marketplace just to see what there is.
Yeah.
And I have like a whole list of like things saved. Like I might buy this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if I maybe one day I'll need this, and I'll just if it's still available, I'll go get it.
All my furniture is from Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Most of it is from like the hippie Christmas here when the kids all leave school.
Yeah.
And they just leave a bunch of furniture behind.
Dude, Facebook Marketplace is great. I score stuff all the time on there.
Yeah. My entire bedroom. It's just all from there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sick, man. Let's see. Yeah, normally I try to record about an hour. Let's see.
So we got like what?
We're about 45 minutes here.
Okay.
So I was just thinking if there's anything we wanted to go over before we finish up here.
If there's anything really essential that we've missed.
Anything really essential.
Yeah. I guess on the hobbies thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's such a weird thing where like I never know how to answer that question properly. Where it's like I do a lot of stuff, but a lot of the stuff that I do nowadays feels like I don't know how to call it a hobby because it's just all circling around trying to improve the main thing that I do, where it's like, is running a hobby or do I just like having my brain a little more clear? Where I don't quite know where the boundaries are on that. Like, I know I used to have hobbies. Like, I used to be a video game guy.
Yeah.
Right?
I was too, and then I sold my system because I just started doing other stuff.
Yeah. I'm just so busy all the time now that it just doesn't fit into my life the way it used to. Like, I was even those first like 8 or 9 years of comedy, when I wasn't out doing comedy, I was just at home with like a romantic partner, hanging out, doing nothing. And then when I got divorced a couple of years ago, that like just kind of totally went out the window, where it's like there's no room for like peace at home in my life anymore. It doesn't seem appealing because I've already done it for a whole decade of just like hanging around playing Stardew Valley or whatever.
It's more fun to be out doing stuff.
Yeah, nowadays that's where I'm at with it. Of like I kind of wish my brain would let me just sit down and lose myself into some game.
Right.
What was your thing when you were?
Well, video games and skateboarding when I was a kid.
I mean, I guess what genre of games were the ones that hooked you the most?
I really like there's racing games like Forza 7.
Yeah.
That game's so fun because it's so realistic.
Yeah.
And Skate 3, love Skate 3. I did play Call of Duty a bit, but then it just got like so challenging. Like people were just so good at it, you know, that it was just like, I'm over it.
Yeah, you're getting wrecked by people who are Twitch streamers or whatever. And, and they're 13
they're
years
just
old.
on there all day. Like they know all the
totally.
spawn spots and all the spots.
Totally.
So, I mean, that's fun, but yeah, it's like very competitive. And so, yeah, racing and skateboarding, and those were kind of my go-tos, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of like fast twitch stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But then, like I said, I sold my Xbox, and I got into disc golf for a minute. I still really love that game, but like I was going like every weekend for like probably like a year, and then I dropped off pretty hard after that. And now I'll go every once in a while. It's just super fun, but I just don't go as much as I have because I've been running, and jujitsu I've been doing for like the last year, and I've been enjoying that and working on getting my blue belt. I'm kind of close. So I need like 2 more promotions before that, but so I've been kind of focused on that. I was really focused on running. I did the Eugene half marathon.
Nice.
So I was really training for that for about like 5-6 weeks. And then now that that's over, my focus has kind of shifted to getting a blue belt next. But I'm still, like I said, I've been at it for like a year. And I go a minimum. I try to go once a week. Lately, I've been trying to go at least like twice a week.
Right.
So I'm still a little ways. I need like 2 more promotions. So I don't know what that adds up to time wise, but I'm guessing probably somewhere around like 4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What's the belt pattern for jiu-jitsu?
It goes white, blue, purple, brown, black, and there's like 4 stripes for each belt, and then promoted to the next one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So they kind of skip the yellow that I think like karate uses.
Yeah, at least for the adult classes and stuff, they there's no yellow belt, but for the kids classes they have a bunch more belts that I don't really know how they're ranking.
Just to help you feel like you're progressing quicker. Or
I
something.
guess, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, more differentiated. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jiu-jitsu interests me a lot. Where like I've never really done it. I had one of my buddies. He was a Marine, and I asked him once, like, can you just teach me like a little bit of fighting stuff? Because I don't know what I'm doing. And I think I'd feel better the next time I end up in an altercation with somebody where it's like, I haven't been in a fight since I was like a kid.
Yeah.
But there are times where it comes up where it's like, okay, someone's kind of mouthing off at me at a show is the particular one where it's like, all right, you're kind of stepping over the line a little bit, and if this escalates, I want to have some sort of idea of what I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm. So I went to him and was just like, can you just teach me some stuff real quick? And then he ran over some striking stuff, and then also just taught me like I think it was like the rear naked choke and how to get out of a leg lock. I think were like the two quick little things.
Okay, yeah.
But that felt like the stuff that came the most naturally to me too, was how to do the grappling, where it's like, I think I've got a good build for it, where I'm not super strong, but I'm fairly coordinated. Yeah. And I've got long arms.
I was going to say being long, I think is helpful. Yeah.
Being long. Yeah. I think that, and I don't weigh anything. Like I think those combination of things where it's like, I think I could get a lot more done with that than I can. Like if I tried to take up boxing or whatever, like it would take a lot more conditioning for me to become effective. I do want to learn some
striking and stuff too. But I just haven't put any time or energy into that. But I mean, like, mixed martial arts is pretty interesting and good to know.
What drew you into wanting to do jiu-jitsu? Was it just kind of
like when I was a kid, my dad took me to some martial arts classes. He worked with this guy, and he did this style. It's called I think it's called Kaji Kempo. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's something like that. But anyways, it's basically like street fighting, like no holds barred. Like it's like eye gouges, groin shots, like fighting multiple attackers, weapons, disarming, like just all kinds of street fighting, right? Mm-hmm. And so like a couple stuff, like maybe like 2 or 3 of those, I checked those out when I was looking. I always thought that was really cool. And then the UFC got really popular, and I watched that when I was in high school and stuff. And I still watch it sometimes. I don't follow it as closely as I used to. But one night I was DJing at Lucky's, and my now friend, he's one of the instructors at the place that I go to learn jiu-jitsu, and he came up on stage and just asked, he's like, hey, you seem like you're pretty active. Have you ever done martial arts before? I was like, no, but like I want to, and I just need somebody to kind of give me the push or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, well, come to my gym, check it out. I'll give you a free trial month, and if you like it, keep coming. And it's just that's kind of how that started. And yeah, it's been really cool. And I got a new friend out of it. My buddy Tyler, he's the man. I love hanging out with him. And,
that's awesome.
So yeah, it's been really cool. I'm enjoying it. And jiu-jitsu is like it's weird because it's not like it's not like who I am, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be a black belt or not someday,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like you know, being a drummer, that's really like who I am and what I really want to do with my life. But I do enjoy it, and you know, I'm just trying to learn something difficult. I like a challenge.
Isn't that a wonderful feeling? Where now that you've had this sort of becoming, where it's like, you know what you are, you know how you want to define yourself.
Yeah.
You are that thing where
Yeah.
like you are a drummer.
Yeah.
There's no measure anyone could claim that you're not a drummer or that I'm not a comedian, right? There's no logical measure anyone could use
Yeah.
to say that those aren't those things. And now it's like, now you can just do whatever you want as poorly as you want to do it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I don't need to give a fuck about it. It's how I feel about karaoke, where it's like, I don't need to be good at this.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck at all. It's
Yeah.
just a fun thing.
It's
It
just a
would
fun
be
thing.
nice to be good.
Yeah.
It's better to be good at stuff than to not be good at stuff, but I don't need to define myself
Yeah.
by like, how good am I at karaoke? How good am I at kayaking? You know, what's my, how many minutes does it take me to do a mile? I don't really care
Yeah.
about any of that stuff because I've already got this one thing locked down where like I know who I am, and then everything else just gets to be so secondary.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Well, sweet. 55 minutes we're at. Is there anything else we should go over?
I guess I could plug stuff.
Yeah, plug some stuff. Yeah. Tell me what's going on with you.
Yeah, go
Where to
check
find
out
you.
go check out Hysterical Light Entertainment. We were talking about them a little bit earlier. They're on like YouTube and all the other stuff. A lot of my shows are on with them. And then I'm at Comic Nathan Hart on every platform. I've gone through and
Nice.
methodically changed all of my usernames on everything.
That's
to be
so
the
nice when
exact
it's easy
same
to
thing.
find. Yeah, because they're all the
Super
same
simple.
thing.
Yeah, wherever you get your stuff, I'm the same thing everywhere. I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Got some shows coming up.
Check out Don't Tell Comedy in Eugene. If you're a Eugene listener, check out Don't Tell Comedy. I run most of those shows, and the lineups are always really good. I'm sure I'll think of another thing as soon as we shut this
Yeah,
off.
sure.
But whatever, that's good enough.
Well, we'll have you back for sure.
Yeah, that'd
let's
be
do,
wonderful.
let's
This
do
is
this
great.
anytime. Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet, man. Yeah, let's go run together. And yeah, dude, just thanks for coming on.
I'm into it. Yeah,
All right.
sounds good.
Sweet, buddy.